We will do a practice again. I promise you, we will I will make videos where I share some of the practices the Holy Spirit led me to during my little walk with God. And today's exercise will be looking at Jesus and watching Jesus' face. So it's not a teaching you can listen to on a tram. So make sure you make a very silent environment around you when you try to do this exercise. Not because it's not because you can't look at Jesus and you're not in silence. It's because this practice is not that easy to get used to when you try it in a noisy environment. So after a while, maybe you will be so good at it, maybe immediately, that you can see Jesus like in every circumstance. But I would advise you to start it in silence. So when you made a very silent environment around you, like phone off, closed doors, telling the family members that you are not available for a certain time. So when you have done that, I ask you to clear in the inner environment as well. Just throw out all the thoughts coming up. As I was doing the Hungarian version, I was like thinking about all kinds of messages I have to send about meetings and stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not thinking about the sound system. I'm not thinking about the worship band. And I went through all the thoughts and rejected them one by one. And it can be a good start to any practice to make silence. And when you silence yourself, he can take you wherever he wants you. Complete silence. No worries, no thoughts, no ideas, not even good ones. Everything is put away. Silence and nothing. There is a white streaming light. You see, all you can see is just this white glowing something. It is almost like a fog. You can't see through it, but it's full of light. And it's surrounding you. And you can see waves in it. Something is waving in this whiteness. There are some things going back and forth in this whiteness. Something that is very soft, as if it was moved by the wind. And after a while you can see that it is not white. It is just so full of light that it seems to be white, but it's actually light brown. These waves are hair. You can see that in this white fog there is a form of a face becoming visible. You can see the jawline of a man's face. A little mustache and beard. Not particularly attractive. It looks like a man who has forgotten to shave in the last few days. But there is something in it. You can see the lines of his cheeks, his mouth, wide mouth. There's such a big smile on his mouth. It is so big and so intense. It is as if it was speaking something to you, but it is not moving. His lips are not moving, they are still speaking. There is so much I love you spoken in the smile. And then you can see the nose. It's rather large. And again, it's not that attractive either. But there is something in it. As if it belonged to the smile as well. And then you can see the lot of tiny wrinkles on his face because he's smiling so hard. He has bushy eyebrows, and you can see something glowing under it. And as you look at it, they look absolutely natural. They are so human, these eyes. Absolutely human eyes, but there is something in them. So natural and so beyond natural. And they are smiling and they are streaming with love. They are like so deep. They look like you're looking at the bottom of an endless river or something. Pool of water. These eyes almost suck you in. And they are glowing with light, but they are absolutely natural. And there are a lot of wrinkles. Next to his eyes, because his eyes are smiling. They are at least as much smiling as his mouth. And his temple, it's glowing with light as if all the cells in his skin were tiny little lamps switched on at the same time. And the wind is blowing his hair into his face, but he keeps smiling. He keeps on smiling. It looks like as if he was smiling all the more, as if he could smile even more, but of course he can't. As if he was glowing even more as the time goes. Of course, he was always like that, but now we become more aware of his features. He's almost laughing, but no voice leaves his mouth. And he's smiling and smiling, and it's obvious that it's a picture of him that goes on forever. An endless smile. Just look at it. Look at his features over and over again. If the face starts to fade, just imagine it again. Don't be bothered if you see different features or if the features change as you watch it. It's not about the features, it's about the person. It doesn't matter how you see him. The point is that you see him. Just behold him. You can switch off the video and just stand in silent awe at how beautiful he is. So natural and so not natural. See that face that is almost exploding with joy about you. So full of joy, it's on the edge of exploding and shouting and screaming, but it remains silent. Now he wants to speak with his countenance. It's okay if your attention wanders away. Just turn your attention back. Start to imagine him again. The picture will come back, or you will see a different picture. It doesn't matter. You can exercise it as long as you want. You can switch off the camera and stand in silent awe for hours if you want to. Your imagination is sanctified. So you are saved altogether, not just a part of you, so you can see stuff. And even if you don't see it, you can imagine it. It's not a big deal to see Jesus. It's a big deal to see Jesus, but it's not a big deal on part of our efforts. So you can just imagine him. You can practice it every time the Holy Spirit leads you to. When I only have just like a minute or just a few minutes to be with Jesus, I usually do that because I don't have time to, talk through all the issues, but I can still turn my attention to him. Yeah. As you do it, you can become a master at it. I'm not there. I just shared this idea with you that you can do that. So just switch off and continue looking at him. Sometimes he shows completely different pictures of himself, and it's absolutely fine. He doesn't have a particular look. He has all the looks in the world. So endless costumes. So don't be bothered if you don't see the way I have seen. It was just a game. It was actually about me. Like he has shown me as as this like rather easygoing, not particularly handsome man. Because I needed that. I've seen him so many times, extremely beautiful, that he has shown me something that is not so much beautiful naturally. And so it meant something to me. So actually, the way he shows himself doesn't matter. it only matters if it matters to you. So if he can teach something to you and show something new of himself to you, then it matters how he's what he looks like. But actually, it's all about the who, who we are looking at. So just get lost in these deep eyes and in this endless smile.